Well, hi folks, it's your puppy Smudge. Well, October the 29th, my peoples are going to have somebody a little different. Somebody calls himself the Googler. Yes, Nathan and his wife Ashley are going to join my peoples on the live stream Monday night. Well, let me tell you just a little bit about them. They started their YouTube channel just over 2 years ago, but during that time they've had a lot of things come up. They have moved. They're redoing where they live. They moved into a trailer and it needed some work. So they're remodeling that, and so videos have, for the most part, kind of gone a little bit on hold. Well, he started out talking a lot about tech, but lately they've been more of a vlog style video, and he's been vlogging and sharing with everybody some of the challenges that Ashley is going through in her weight loss ordeal. And I'm sure a lot of you will maybe have questions about this, and they're willing to share this with you. So don't forget, on Monday night, October the 29th, the stream will start at 8:57, and the show starts at 9. Bring a friend with you. We hope to see everybody then. Take care. Bye-bye.
Count. I know, I see it. I can count just like you can. Hi, folks. He's telling me I'm going to go live. I can see it on the screen. Hope you all had a wonderful weekend. It was rainy and crappy and just a drizzly Ohio weekend. Rained off and on here all day. And Carrie knows all about that, don't you, Carrie? That and Peer Paws. I told you, Sassy jumped up and hugged me this morning. That was fun. Then Smudge decided, no, I want to do that too. And Smudge is bigger. Not the thing you want to do at 9 o'clock in the morning. So I hope you all had a wonderful weekend, rested up. I don't even know what state we're going to tonight.
Missouri.
Missouri? So where Brenda's at?
Yeah.
Same place that, oh, Brenda! This is a fellow statesman of yours. So we got the Googler. We need to get some of those big eyes. Isn't that what those always have, the Googlers? So let's just bring them out.
Bring them out?
Drag them out from the green room.
All right.
Hey, B-Lady.
Here they are. Well, here's one of them. I don't know where Ashley's at. She was there a minute ago.
No, she's actually getting dinner. Ended up having kind of a late night tonight, so her and Andrew, our son, are getting something to eat. I was actually fixing dinner all the way up until this, so.
Well, I see, what is that, a cardinal thing here behind you?
Yeah, that's, yes, sir, St. Louis Cardinals.
So I take it you're a Cardinal fan. Is that just because you live in Missouri or what?
No, we're pretty good Cardinals fans here.
There you go.
Whole is involved in it, so.
So, Nate, you go by Nate or Nathan?
Either, generally Nate.
Or whatever else somebody decides to call you in the heat of the moment.
But late for dinner.
I knew that was coming up.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, your family, where you're from, sports, hobbies, anything you might like in that end of it. Do you consider yourself a homesteader? Are you?
Ooh, look at the calico cat. That looks like Miss Ellie.
It sure does.
Doesn't it?
That is Callie. She's, 10 years old?
10, 11 years.
About 10, 11 years old. She's been in our family for a long time. Well, I'm Nate. We live in the St. Louis area, just kind of south of St. Louis. Been in the St. Louis area for quite a few years now. We're not homesteaders. But we have kind of the inspiration to do it. We like to live as much natural as we can. We do whatever we can to be kind to the earth, kind of, I guess you could say. We do have aspirations to eventually become homesteaders, and we don't have our own land right now, but we are thinking here in the next few years, after we can save up enough to actually be able to get into that. I really do like the idea of homesteading, and that's why I do watch a lot of channels on YouTube about homesteading, and people like you guys, and a bunch of other channels, Doug and Stacy, and I get a lot of really good ideas. For work, I mainly do web design. That's my my forte, I guess you could say. But I do a lot of labor work, just kind of anything that comes my way when I'm not big into my web design. What else?
So are you a web designer for hire? Are you putting your calling card out here?
I freelance doing web design, graphic design, coding of any kind, really.
So if there's somebody in the chat here that wants to have a website built, how would they contact you?
If you want to put my email address up, the one that you've been, that's pretty much the best way to get a hold of me. I check my emails every day, several times a day, and I'd email them back, and we just kind of go from there. It's natehaines319@gmail.com. Yes.
Okay, that broke up just a little bit. Go ahead and repeat that again, real slow here.
natehames319@gmail.com.
Okay.
That's really the best way to get a hold of me.
Okay, Sherry's getting it. She'll get it up here in the chat window, and I'm sure one of our wonderful moderators. I don't even know who all's here. I haven't seen them all yet. I see B Lady's here, and Allie's here, and CG. So they'll pick up on that as soon as they see it. There we go.
Okay. A little bit more about me.
Well, B Lady says at what?
Yeah, got it, but it's at Gmail. B Lady.
To Gmail.
Yeah. We're a family of three. My fiance Ashley, her son Andrew, but I consider him my son. He's 11. We have 3 cats and 1 rabbit, and a lot of people don't see rabbits as kind of family pets, but he's our family pet. He runs around the house. He has a cage he goes into at night. And he's actually kind of right at my feet. When you try to pick him up, he's kind of skittish sometimes, but we live in a mobile home that I'm doing a lot of fixing up to. We kind of got it as a favor from a family member, and it's just kind of gone from there. Here's Ashley, by the way. This is Ashley.
Well, hi, Ashley. So, what did you fix us for dinner?
I didn't fix it, Nate did.
Oh, okay.
It's cauliflower mixed with chicken, and then we threw buffalo sauce on top of it.
Well, sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's I roasted the chicken, and then I don't know if you guys know what California mixed vegetables is.
Yes,
I'm sure you do.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I took that and kind of sauteed that, and then I chopped up the chicken and put it in there, and it's usually pretty good. I haven't been able to try it yet. Like I said, today was kind of a late day, so.
B Lady has a question for Ashley. Go for it, Elizabeth. Go ahead and type your question, B Lady. Let's see if she gets that down there.
While we're waiting on her question, I'll let everybody know. If you've watched my channel or know anything about my channel, you guys know that Ashley had gastric bypass surgery back in August. She has lost, hit her first goal of 100 pounds lost within a year time frame. I mean, that's a big goal for her. And it's been a big change for our whole family.
So this has involved a diet change for the entire family. I mean, is everybody eating healthier now, or? I see her shaking her head. Look at this.
We try. But it's really hard.
She's telling on you, Nate. You don't see her head behind you.
Yeah.
I like this woman.
Nate, you are not going to get away with anything tonight.
Yeah, next time we're in Missouri, we got to visit.
I still eat, what I want to eat. Candy bars, soda, things like that.
Yeah.
I still drink my coffee.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Ashley has drastically reduced her portions, eating so much healthier than she used to. She doesn't consume sugar anymore. It's a rare occasion that she'll have a little miniature candy bar or something.
Which type of bariatric surgery did you have, Ashley?
The full gastric bypass.
The full gastric. Okay. Okay, and you can only eat so much, right?
I can eat most of to about a cup of food per serving, and it takes me about 20 to 30 minutes to eat, and if I eat too fast, I get really sick really quick.
When my sister had hers years ago, and I can remember the doctors gave her a card that she was allowed to get children's meals, and back then you couldn't get children's meals without being a child, so she had to have a card, and you're right, if she ate too fast, she would be going to the bathroom, usually putting her finger down her throat to make it better.
The finger thing, it just comes up on its own.
Yeah, well, the B Lady here says, Ashley, on your videos, I saw you struggling with weight loss. First, me and many others here have struggled with it, so you are not alone.
Yeah.
And as you can see, I'm not a Twiggy here, so I'm right there with you.
Well, Ashley, since you want to talk about this, there are apparently some different kinds of surgery available, and you had this full. Can you talk about the other types, and why did you select what you had?
They have the lap band, which is a band that goes around the top of your stomach, right at the bottom of your esophagus, and you have to go in every month to get that filled, and it's not really worth getting. To me, it's a waste of money and a waste of time because it has so many defaults to it. And then the other one is a gastric sleeve, where they cut your stomach down to look like a banana. That one I was gonna do, but I wasn't gonna be guaranteed more of a successful weight loss with it. So that's what made me decide to get the Ren Y something or other. It's the gastric bypass is what they call, or what I call it.
It's called the Roux-en-Y.
Roux-en-Y. There you go. Mm-hmm. He knows it. I don't. And so I went ahead and got the full because my aunts had the full done, and she had wonderful results with hers. She lost a lot of weight. She looked great. And then my mom and my brother-in-law had the sleeve done, and they've lost weight, but they're gaining their weight back because their stomach has stretched out. My best friend had the lap band. She's 6 years out on hers, and constantly having to go in to have it filled so she doesn't feel hungry all the time. And so I just decided I need to do something for my health. I needed to lose the weight. I needed the help to lose the weight. So I went ahead and decided to do what my did so I can get back.
So obviously this was not an overnight decision. This is something that you probably thought and pondered on for a long time. And
well, I know even when you go into the doctor's office, it's not something where you can go in and say your appointment's tomorrow, and they're not going to. They don't say, okay, we're going to schedule you in 2 weeks. You have to go through a psychologist. You have to go through a dietitian. You have to. Yeah, it's like a 6 to 9 month process.
This was a very long process.
Yeah.
It depends on your insurance and if you're paying cash out of pocket. With my insurance, it required me to do a 6 month pause, which is where I get weighed every month on the month. And I had to follow a strict diet. I couldn't take more than 50 carbs a day. So I just had to stay high protein, low carbs for like forever. And I love meat, so that was great for me.
A lot of people don't realize that cutting your sugar, which is the carbohydrates out of your diet, will make you drop a lot of weight, but it is extremely hard. That's one thing that we all kind of struggle from. I, for a while, dropped sugar quite a bit because I didn't want to, make her jealous that I was eating this or that, and she couldn't. It's been, I'm kind of the main cooker in the house. So it's been kind of a struggle for me because I'm used to cooking full meals.
You see the eyes that she was giving him? Same eyes I give you.
And now it's where I have to cook like half of what I used to cook because not only has her appetite drastically dropped, her stomach is the size of an egg. So she can only eat so much. Along with her, dropping weight and less and less. Our son has started to eat less.
No, he hasn't. That boy eats more than
for the most part, he has. So for me, being able to go in there and cook a whole turkey and it be gone by the end of the night or the next night, or it takes a week or 2 or 3, and we put it in the fridge for leftovers, and we throw a lot of food out now because I try to cook, but I'm having to readjust, and it's been a big adjustment for me as well.
So the cook has to adjust the portions, learn how to adjust what he's preparing, and go accordingly.
Yeah.
Yeah, we pretty much went from cooking for a family of 6 for just the 3 of us to a family of 2.5. So it's a lot of adjustments.
Well, not only physically, I would guess that would be some mental adjustments as well.
Yeah, sure.
To do that, where your mindset, how to just to me anyway, it's a little bit harder to downsize your cooking portions. I always thought the bigger pot you had, the better it was.
Yeah, if I have a soup pot, he thinks we have to fill it. There's only 2 of us in the house. Yeah.
I did that with chili like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And filled the crock pot, and it filled it pretty good, pretty full, and we still have chili in the fridge.
Oh, Daryl thinks he has to eat it all that day, and he goes, I just can't eat. No one said you had to have 5 bowls of it.
And there'll be some days that she can eat a decent amount still.
Yeah.
Other days she just can't eat really anything at all.
Yeah.
So those days it's like it's a back and forth thing with us. What do you want what do you want for dinner? I don't know. It's up to you. But
we do that.
Goes back and forth.
We do that. Ashley, B Lady's asking, will your stomach stretch, or do you have to have reversal surgery?
If I overeat and I don't continue to learn the signs that my stomach is trying to teach me when I'm full, there is a potential that I can stretch my stomach back out. Thanks, Tubbs. But I'm hoping that I will learn. I've learned so far that my limit is so much. So I'm hoping that as the years go on, I will be able to continue to use that tool and not stretch it back out. If I do end up stretching it back out, then I will have to more than likely either gain my weight back, which I don't want that to happen, or I can go back and see about maybe getting another procedure done. There is one other procedure that they have out there. I don't know the name of it. Baby, do you know the name of it?
What is it?
The other procedure other than the one I had? The dual adrenal switch or something like that? The dual adrenal switch is what it's called. That would be the next procedure if I had to, but I'm hoping I don't.
Allie is asking, because I'm not sure she was in here when Nate said it earlier, how much have you lost?
As of November of last year and of just not too long ago, I am down a full 100 pounds.
Very good. And
But not all of that's from the surgery.
No, about 50 of it's from surgery.
Okay, so you've lost 50 pretty quickly then, because she just had the surgery.
right.
50 pounds on my own from November until August, and then from August until just like a couple of days ago, I dropped 50 pounds.
B Lady wants to know if you have to exercise. That's her problem. She doesn't enjoy exercising.
I don't either. I don't really know very heavy people that do enjoy exercising. They do prefer me to exercise. If I would exercise, I'd probably lose a lot more weight. I just try to keep myself busy in the house with my chores, doing housework.
What is that? Is that a mink?
Rabbit.
Oh, that's a rabbit. Okay.
Yes.
Well, the
Okay,
one
I see it
the
now.
one we had a few weeks ago had a raccoon.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, you know.
He likes being held sometimes, but other times he likes to kind of run off a little bit.
But that's a pet rabbit. That's not a dinner rabbit.
No, not a dinner
Not
rabbit.
my dinner.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, Kathy. It's about moving. Exactly.
Yeah, they want me to stay active. They want me walking. They want me exercising. I'm just not quite down to where I can get there. I still have a lot of mobility issues. I'm starting to get some of my mobility back, but I still have a hard time breathing because I have asthma. So if I get too excited or too hot, I go into an asthma attack really quick. Mm-hmm. So I gotta kind of watch what I do as I do it. But I'm hoping if I can drop this next, 40 pounds, I'll be down to 350, which is where I was when I graduated high school. I feel then I will be able to get back on to going walking and not being able to be so blah when I do it.
Ashley, if you don't mind sharing, what is your absolute goal that you would like to be?
I would like to get down to 200 or 189.
189, that's the magic number, I guess.
Yeah, if I get to 189, I will be exactly 300 pounds lost.
I think that was my birth weight. I don't remember. I don't remember. Feel like I've been like this my whole life.
Oh my!
Wake up like, hey, what happened?
So, and I'm curious because, like I said, I'm a big girl. With you losing this weight, do you have clothes in your closet to fit into as you go down sizes?
Yes, I actually do. I have clothes that my mom and my sister have given to me as they have shrunk. Like my mom, before she had her surgery, she was pushing almost 400 pounds. So she has a bunch of clothes that are smaller than my clothes that she's given to me because now she's in 16s, 17s, and juniors. So I have clothes that I can go down into. I just hope they all match the season.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah, there you go.
Another thing that she's had issues with, and a lot of people do when they lose weight like this, is regulating body temperature. And normally before her surgery, she was always hot.
Burning hot.
And, she couldn't, there wasn't enough AC in the summer and stuff. And now it fluctuates so much that I basically have to keep the AC set at like 70. And she adjusts it a degree or two through the day, depending on whether she's wearing a sweatshirt or whether she's wearing a tank top in the middle of the winter. So it's just a matter of because the because the body's temperature regulation, what is that called? I hate these brain farts. It decreases because she's doesn't have the nutrients and the vitamins that you could normally takes in, because her body is almost malnourished. It can't regulate the body temperature as well as it used to.
Mm-hmm. And you lose your hair. You will lose a lot of hair. I have lost so much hair, I'm still losing hair.
Really?
My hair is so much.
I already do that. I already do that. Every time I wash my hair, it's definitely not as thick as what it used to be.
I used to have
my daughter's thrilled to find out that she may be losing hers too when she gets older.
Your hair looks thicker than mine is. Now.
It's frizzy right now, but it used to be really thick.
Mine used to be really, really thick too, and now, I don't know if you guys will be able to see it. I have it pulled back. This is my thinness right now.
Now, see, that looks beautiful. But yeah, I know what you mean, because you can tell when you have thick hair.
Yeah, my hair used to be so much thicker than this, and it's just like I got straw now. It's so thin, and I don't like it.
Okay, well, we've got a couple questions that have been asked in here, but they're kind of not really related to the topic at hand. But maybe we better get them while we got them.
Getting started on Homestead, he says, I'm like an egg with 2 sticks for legs and arms, but I love myself. Never heard of that way, but yeah, I can relate.
Well, Angela and Charlie, Practical Modern Homestead, has asked, do you like your new home better than the last one?
Yes.
We do. We live in St. Louis City. St. Louis City is riddled with crime. It's not a good area to live in unless you absolutely have to. Now we live in a semi-rural city with a lot less crime. We live in a very, what would you call it, this area?
Quiet. It's kind of like a country, suburban, not ghetto.
Like an urban type setting?
Yeah, it's pretty residential. We live we live 2 miles from the Mississippi River and a quarter mile from the Merrimack River, and kind of where they converge. We live.
You're not in a flood zone, are you?
What's that?
Are you in a flood zone?
No.
It's a semi-flood zone.
Okay.
If it gets to a certain point, yes, we would flood more than anybody else in the city. We're that close, but we kind of live on a little hill, so it kind of goes around us. We live in a mobile home park, and a couple of years back, it flooded really bad. Sorry, I have one of our cats. She's being rambunctious. A few years back, quite a few of the mobile homes ended up getting flooded real bad. But up where we are at, like 2 or 3 trailers away is where it flooded, but where we're at, it didn't hit. So we kind of got lucky with where we're at.
Okay. And I see there's one further back here, even that probably relates back to the to the weight loss issue from Living Miracle Homestead. Says, I have trouble with the skin hanging. And that was a question I was going to have, because I know that a lot of times when you lose a lot of weight, the skin doesn't necessarily shrink as much as you do.
Yeah. I'm starting to notice it. I'm starting to notice the loose skin. Tell him daily this feels weird. Because it just, I feel like I'm melting. Literally, my skin feels like it's melting. Like this right here, I want to get rid of so bad. I just want to get just a facelift, something. Because this, horrible.
After she loses...
But I will get to have skin removal surgery once I get to my complete goal. Once I get down to where I am happy with my weight and I am under 200 or at 200, my doctor said he will refer me to a surgeon to have the loose skin or the skirt, which I will have where my belly is, removed. And he's going to try to see if he can get my legs and my arms done, but it has to be done medically, otherwise I have to pay out of pocket to get those done, and that's a lot of money that I don't have to do. So we're going to try to see if we can get it done where it's a medical issue that we have to have the skin removed. Right. Otherwise I have to live with the skin on my thighs and my...
Right, that will give you rashes, so that would be a medical issue. Yes.
I get a lot of rashes, especially during the summer when it's hot. Or my body heat spikes up. I get rashes in my rolls. Everywhere. My armpits break out all the time because of the heat from my arms sagging. So, yeah, it's a whole different experience. It's worth it if you really want to do it or if you really have to do it. I was on a BiPAP machine for years. I got on it when I was 27. I'm 34 now. And as soon as I had my surgery, my snoring stopped.
Cool.
I stopped snoring.
Wow.
So I don't have my BiPAP machine anymore.
Yeah, I don't know if my granddaughters would know what to do, especially Celia, the 13-year-old, if Nana didn't have her bat wings here. That's what she calls them. Ever since she was little, if she would sit with Nana, she'd sit, especially in the summer, if I wear tank tops, she'll sit there and play with me. I go, stop that. Yep. She still calls them. Calls them my bat wings. Thank you.
Now, Hammond of Texas Homestead has asked a question that I'm sure that you have, but I'll just repeat it here. It says, have you had your thyroid checked?
Yes, my thyroid is perfectly fine. My bill of health is actually perfect, except for my high blood pressure. That is the main issue. Before I had surgery, I had high blood pressure, and I was on a BiPAP machine. Okay. I can't remember everything anymore.
No, just her high blood pressure. Right before she had her surgery, she had gotten checked by her doctor, and she had a really high A1C. So she said she was diabetic. But since then, been checked, and that's leveled out, and not diabetic or anything like that anymore.
Yeah, right before, the month before surgery, my A1C was 7.5, and went back to the doctor, and my A1C is 5.3.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm a type 2 diabetic, and insulin the whole 10 yards. Angela and Charlie, Practical Modern Homestead, is asking, and Nate, this is for you. Tell us what your YouTube channel focuses on.
It's kind of an eclectic channel. I used to be very tech oriented, and I do a lot of cooking. I do actually a lot of live streams more than I do actual videos, because I've been so busy. I don't have the time to really sit down and edit like I want to. But I've been playing around with a lot of things with green screens and some other things with editing. Once I get some time, I'm actually going to do some more sit-down videos where I focus on things. But I like to focus on technology. I like to focus on really anything that anybody has any questions about. That's why I changed it to the Googler, because I like to answer questions. I like to be there for people who want to. I know people Google things themselves, but it's one of those things where I've had issues where I've Googled something and 1,000 different things come up for one question. I want to try to help people to condense that down for what they're trying to seek the answer to. So instead of Googling something for home remedies for headache, basically the answer could be take some Tylenol or, take a nap, compared to but want to try to
Okay, Nathan, the audio is breaking up here just a little bit, so let's give that a break. Let's run over and do one of our trivia questions real quick, and then we'll let you kind of ponder on what you just replied there, and we'll do the trivia, and then you can kind of take off with that again. So
okay, all
right, here we go.
If one of the moderators could post their channel,
hi,
appreciate
folks.
it, please.
It's trivia time again. And we have to have some rules for this, so they are as follows. Number 1, you can only win once every 4 weeks. Number 2, you must be the first person to answer the question correctly in the chat window as it appears embedded on the screen here. Your chat window may have a different order. And number 3, you have to send an email to twofamilyhomestead@gmail.com. Send us your mailing address so we know where to send your winnings. Good luck.
Okay, so if everybody's ready, we'll get the first question brought over. They're trying to answer already.
Of course they do.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, bee lady, I won, yippee. Yeah.
What was the Googler's original channel name? What was his original channel name?
Complete name.
Complete name.
Complete channel name.
Allie's close.
Hey, Wanda.
Allie's close enough. She's probably seen it, but...
Yeah, Allie actually is one of my moderators on my channel, so...
That's why.
Kind of sad that she doesn't know the full name of what it used to be. Come on, Allie.
So much for her getting a raise.
I didn't think this would be that difficult.
Allie says she was your first wrench.
Yes, she was.
Allie Oakley, there you go. You got it, Miss Allie.
There you go, Allie.
Okay. All right.
Nate Tech and other stuff.
That's it.
Miss Allie.
I know you could get it, Allie.
Okay, let me go back to this screen, and we'll get the phone line open here in just a few minutes.
Okay.
Oh, okay, Allie. I hear ya. Gotcha, Allie.
All right. Okay, folks, we have the phone line is open. If you would like to call in and say hello, ask them questions directly.
Big Bear, you're too late. We already did the first trivia. Where were you? And you could have won. Cheesecake. That's it. Cheesecake. Anybody want a strawberry?
We can only take one caller at a time. So if you'd like to call, we should have everything working this week. And
no Goldshaw Farm? Actually, I don't think anybody did ask. Nate, what is the origin of your name? Yes, Big Bear, you were in a tree.
Origin of my channel name?
Uh-huh.
Well, it kind of comes from, well, anybody can search Google. But the actual definition is someone who uses Google quite a bit. So,
this is Daryl, please hold.
Being a Googler takes anybody away from having to Google things. So I'm Googling for them.
Cool.
Okay, this is Daryl. You're can I have your name, please?
Yeah, this is Alf 270, and I wanted to let Nate know that him and his staff are cordially invited over for dinner. And his wife is more than welcome to come too. To leave the rabbit behind though, because it's vegetarian and it won't like what we're going to have.
Anybody.
Nope.
We're having chicken. It's not Chinese chicken, Grizz.
Okay, it's a 541 area code, but I don't know who's calling. So we're going to go ahead and hang up and open the line up for somebody else. All right. So now we're back to you guys.
Nobody else wanted to call in and ask me anything, huh?
Oh, it's hard to say when people call in. We never know. And we've got a nice group in here tonight. So
yeah, we do.
And you guys have been very informative and very open in your sharing of. I know a lot of people would not be that way.
Yep. Big Bear wants to know if you trap, Nate.
No, I hunt sometimes. I used to hunt all the time, but living in the city and taking that time, I just don't have that anymore. I don't really do it anymore.
So is that something that you want to do in the future again? Is pick that back up especially since you've gotten out of town, so to speak?
That was Grizz that called.
Yeah, that was Grizz.
Well, Grizz, dial it again, please.
Sure.
No, it's not something I had basically the time to skill to be able to go do that. Now I'm living a nice, good family life, and just kind of want to get away from the hunting and stuff like that. I don't mind fishing though. I like to fish.
Grizz, by all means, call back. So.
Sure. Big Bear said he's going to be the last one to call.
He's going to be the last one to call. 7D Farm, Sherry from 7D Farm is asking Ashley, what is the one food you miss most that you can't eat anymore?
Yeah. Everything.
Everything.
I miss cake. I miss cookies. I miss pastas.
Pastas are something that she can't really eat. She can eat very small amounts of, because they're so full of starch. They fill her up so much.
Okay.
So it's not for eating pasta. Try to sit down to a plate of spaghetti, but
okay, this is Daryl. Who's calling, please?
This would be Nate's sister.
Oh, hi, country girl.
No, why are they running? We can't.
Hey, how are you, Eddie?
Doing good. How are you? How do you like Memphis?
I'm good.
There we go.
It's okay. It's okay. I got some really good news today, so I finally got an approval, so I'm going to pick a house tomorrow, and I'll be in a house by the weekend. So.
I love you more.
Oh, that's awesome.
I am so sick of hotels, but this is about me. This is about you.
Okay.
And Ashley, congratulations, honey. You're doing great, baby. You really are.
Thank you.
Oh, crap. So, I have like a million computer questions, but I'll wait and call you separate for that, okay?
Oh, that's fine. I mean...
Yeah, ask away, Dawn. Phone line's yours. Ask away. No wine tonight? No wine tonight, country girl?
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
No wine tonight? No libations?
No wine tonight. Not tonight, because last night was enough.
You know I'm going to go back and watch that video.
I was just tipsy. It wasn't bad.
Tipsy?
But it's okay. Go watch. I was just tipsy.
And Andy's going to have...
But I will say this. Andy makes really good homemade wine. But it is very potent wine, and it is very sweet.
I wouldn't know. He never brought it out of the truck, remember?
I know. Blame him. I'll make him bring some in March. How's that?
I was just going to say, we can have fun at the campground.
Yep, I'll have him bring some in March. Just tell me what kind you want. I brought home peach and blackberry.
I'm not a wine drinker, so I guess it doesn't matter to me.
Okay, you'll get blackberry then. It was the best of them. Okay, Nate. I did call to actually tell you something, Nate. When I first got diagnosed with diabetes, and I had to learn how to change my meals, how to eat less, how to, all this, and I'm like you. I've always cooked for a big family, and all of a sudden I'm cooking for, 1.5. But what I will tell you is when you cook a meal and you have so much left over, 90% of what you cook will freeze easily. So instead of throwing away and wasting food, freeze it into meal bags, like bags. And soups and chilies especially, I put them in freezer bags, or I put them in my seal meal because I have a vacuum sealer. Then you can just, when you're wanting chili, put on a pot of water to boil, take that vacuum sealed bag out, drop it in the boiling water, and let it go for about 20 minutes. It's perfectly heated. You got a whole other meal, and you're not wasting food.
True, but
so I thought I'd share that tip with you.
Full because you have other stuff in it, and you can't hardly close the door. It's kind of hard to do because when we go shopping, we like to stock up because right now our car is kind of broken. I mean, it's still in the down and outs. It's just a day or two away from getting running again, but it's been down for so long that we've gotten used to stocking up when we go. So we buy, 10 pounds of this, 15 pounds of that, and we put it all in the freezer, and we can't end up getting anything else in there. So we have to put our leftovers in the fridge and just kind of get to what we can.
Yeah, you might look into. I bought a freezer for $138 at Walmart, a little small one. And if you're vacuum sealing, those bags are pretty thin, and you can stack a lot in there. Might be something to think about anyway.
Yeah, and
yeah,
just like Terry said,
actually,
learn to can.
Well, I mean, it's a relearning process for cooking.
Sure it is.
It's going to be a relearning process on acquiring the food. How much do I buy at the store? Just everything. And I'm sure that, that's not going to come overnight.
Well, it doesn't. And I will tell you, for some of the comments earlier, we were talking about sugar and coming off. I'm telling you, and I don't make a secret about it. I have, by the grace of God, 15 years clean and sober. I had a Coke problem at one point in my life. Detoxing off the sugar was 10 times harder than detoxing off the Coke. Detoxing the sugar about kills me.
Hold what you're drinking.
Coca-Cola.
Country girl, can you see what Daryl's drinks? That's Daryl's
no, I
drink?
can't. In order to call you, I had to close the stream for a minute.
His drink of choice is a red can of Coke.
You betcha.
Yep.
You have my shirt?
Yeah, I saw that.
Gris will not drink Andy's wine.
Sugar. I saw a really good visual that Doug and Stacy did a really good visual about how much sugar is in stuff. And this isn't they used a candy bar, but just a single candy bar was 9 tablespoons of sugar. So you look at that in your can of Coke, figure out how many grams of sugar that is, and pour it in a bowl in front of you, and look how much sugar you're drinking in that one Coke. Seriously, it will amaze you when you put it into a visual like that.
B-Lady, you couldn't pay me to drink diet. Yuck.
Please, Daryl, diet is worse than regular.
I know. I wouldn't drink that diet crap.
If he'll take my cup, if we go to a restaurant or a fast food place and get it to go, and they'll give us the wrong cup, and he'll look at me, and you can just tell by the look on his face. I said, just give it to me. Because I know he got the wrong one.
The only diets I can drink are the clear ones, like the Sprite Zero or Diet 7-Up. It has to be clear. I don't like the dark ones. The aftertaste is pretty gross. But when you detox, I will say this. When you detox off of the sugar and you don't have this massive overload of sugar, the diet drinks don't taste near as bad to you as you think they do. Right now, you're used to that taste of all that sugar, and that's why you notice the difference so much. But when you detox, you won't notice the difference as much.
And getting off of it gives me terrible headaches.
Oh, I mean, I had headaches, I had shakes, I had intestinal issues. That's the nicest way I can put that. I'm telling you, it was harder to detox off the sugar than it was the cocaine.
Yeah.
It was 10 times harder.
Really good point. Where sugar isn't just in like soft drinks and candy bars. It's in a lot more than you think. Her going on the diet that she has been on, you realize a lot more. When you look for drinks and foods, you're looking for carbohydrates, and bread has more actual sugar in it than soda does.
Or turn the bottle of ketchup around and look how much sugar's in ketchup.
Yeah. And
how many of us use ketchup on our fries and on our burgers, and
That's my choice of tomato.
Ketchup.
Mine too, and it's a problem. So I've discovered that I cannot eat French fries without ketchup. So if I don't need ketchup, then I don't need French fries. So I have to limit myself to having French fries once every other week, because otherwise I'm going to load up on ketchup and that's all the sugar. I have to be careful.
Well, the French fries are simply a means to clean up the plate from the ketchup.
Sure.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's the point. So, anyway, I'm going to give somebody else a chance to talk to you guys. I just wanted to say hello and share a couple of my thoughts with you guys and tell you I love you.
Well, thank you. It's nice talking to you.
Don, thank you so much for calling.
Thank you, Don. Love you more.
All right, talk to y'all later.
Bye.
Love you more. Bye.
Okay, Allie, see if you can see these. I just opened up this can tonight. These are strawberries. That's all they are. Nothing else with them. Freeze-dried strawberries. And they're delicious. I'm sitting here nibbling on them. And I shouldn't be. Okay, next caller.
Okay, yeah, Grizz, go ahead and call back. I've got this all ironed out here now. I'm going to use those terms.
Jason puts mustard on his French fries.
I've seen some people do that.
I can use ranch dip,
ranch dressing.
Cheese.
I love ranch dressing.
Love cheese.
Excuse me. Or a Frosty. A friend of ours, if you go to Wendy's, she'll get a Frosty. I don't understand that concept.
Oh, it's so good.
What a lot of people don't realize is you can do a lot with cheese. Do I have a video of the cheese tacos? I have a video on my channel making cheese tacos. You can make a taco shell out of nothing but cheese. You fry it up in the bottom of a pan. It hardens up just like a nice hard taco shell. It acts the same way, and it's really good.
Kilt Gardner likes his fries naked with salt. I don't think we should talk about that any farther than just that.
Well, and Sherry,
the conversation go down really fast.
And Sherry, by all means, barbecue sauce on French fries works.
It does work, but it has just as much sugar.
Vinegar, though.
This is Daryl. Who's calling, please?
This is Alf 270 again.
Alf. Hey, Alf. Alien life form.
All right. We got you working now.
Here, kitty.
Exactly.
So, Nate, when could you come on over with the Chinese chicken? And if y'all don't care for Chinese food, we can always do something like Kentucky Fried.
Kentucky Fried Chinese or what?
Yeah. And you know what would really be cool is if somebody had a tabby, because for Halloween I'm going to dress up like Donald Trump. I need a tabby cat to wear as a toupee.
He calls cat.
Jeez.
I know.
Okay.
You're touching my cat.
Oh, trust me, I got a cat here that it's not even my cat, but it's taken he's blacker than me, and I love this cat. It's not even our cat. It belongs to some friends down the road, I found out. but it's adopted us, and it's great to have that cat here.
You need to change your channel now, Grizz. It's not Grizz anymore. It's Alf.
But anyway, I do a lot better in text. I mean, I don't like being on the phone much. And, you know, the only person I've actually been able to talk for a long period of time with on the phone was J.D. Allison. We actually went 8 hours one time chatting. But usually I don't do very well on phones.
Yeah, speaking of JD, I haven't seen JD in a long time. How's he doing?
I've only been able to talk to JD through Allie here the last few weeks. I mean, she's got him all wrapped up.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, she's got him undercover, huh?
Yeah, oh yeah.
She will.
No,
she will.
Really undercovers.
All right, let's, there may be kids up.
Yeah.
Okay, so now somebody else needs to call on me, and we need to. Nate's a pretty cool guy. You know, I love his channel. Y'all got to get out up here and ask him some questions. Give him a bad time. He likes to be harassed. He likes to be teased. So y'all get up here and give Nate a bad time. Anyway, we'll talk to y'all later.
Take care.
I'll chat.
Bye, Grizz.
Bye, Grizz. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get that second trivia question out of the way. So if you guys are ready, we'll bring this over.
Yeah, I hear you, Owen. All that food.
Well, hi, folks. It's trivia time again. And we have to have some rules for this, so they are as follows. Number 1, you can only win once every 4 weeks.
If you get the sweet
Number 2,
onions, that's good.
You must be the first person to answer the question correctly in the chat window as it appears embedded on the screen here. Your chat window may have a different order. And number 3, you have to send an email to twofamilyhomestead@gmail.com.
I ate part of my food.
Send us your mailing address so we know where to send your winnings. Good luck.
Okay. So now that Smudge has announced all the rules for us here, if everybody's ready, I'm seeing we got to slow down the answers here. Question number 2 for the evening, last and final one. Everybody's ready? We'll go right now. What was the date of the Googlers channel was created? What was the date the Googlers channel was created? Month, day, year.
I know this one.
Well, see, this gets people to go to your channel and go look.
Yeah, they gotta explore a little bit.
Yeah. The day he made it.
Brenda, the day he made it. That's Brenda.
Allie, that's not correct.
Not the right answer.
Hammond of Texas Homestead. Yes.
Come on,
the first one to come through.
You were a moderator before that.
And Paul's was right behind him.
Yep.
Hammond of Texas Homestead. And Paul's Blind Soup for the Soul was right behind him, so. Okay.
Yeah, I've been on for a little bit. Tomorrow will be 2 years.
November 10th, 1775. Yeah, that's about when the internet was invented, right, Jason?
Oh, goodness.
Yeah. Tomorrow will actually be my 2-year mark.
Cool. We have a party.
I just reached 200 subscribers last week.
Well,
folks, kind of up on game subscribers, but
if one of our mods could put the guest link in the channel here, if everybody could click on that and go subscribe.
I sure appreciate that.
Let's see if we can get them up. They were farming dinos. Yeah, got that right. Thank you, Allie.
So, what's
people you have for subscribers?
What is your favorite channel to watch, Nate? What is your, doesn't have to be Homestead Relay. What is your favorite channel to watch?
A favorite channel on YouTube. I watch kind of a wide variety of things.
Well, I figured that. But I also figured you've got one in your pocket there that you pretty well catch every video they put out, whoever that might be.
I'd say one of my favorites is Papa on Doing It.
Doing It Cheap, okay.
Yeah, he got a lot of people started in really doing videos. I'm pretty good friends with him, and gotten to know him quite a bit, and he's always got great content.
Well, he's got a lot of people started making wine.
Yeah. Yeah, he does a lot of things, kind of like I do, just different.
Jack of all trades.
He has a wide variety of content. And he's great at everything he does on his channel.
Yeah,
a lot of people appreciate him. I appreciate everything he's done on his channel. So I'd say that's one of my favorites.
We've actually had conversation with him to be on the show, and he has indicated that when he gets a new computer, that he will do so.
How long ago was that?
Mm-hmm. Couple months.
A couple months ago.
A while back.
Okay, because I know a couple of months back he did end up getting a new computer. So.
Oh, did he? Well, we may have to go in and pester him again.
Yeah, he'd be a great person to have on because he's always witty. Everybody likes him, so.
Yeah,
he may gain some subscribers. He's got so many.
He does. He has a big following.
Yeah,
I'm going to put him almost in the entertainment category because a lot of his live streams are just entertaining, I think. But he does have some good content there as well. He makes some real good content videos, some how-tos and things like that. But I think most of his live streams, I just look at them as kind of entertaining. Maybe a little bit like I certainly hope that's what we're doing for you folks in the chat here now. Is you're having a good time here on a Monday evening, and we try to do this, and it doesn't matter what the size of the channel is, folks. If you know somebody that you think would like to be on, have them send us an email. And we are currently booked. I'm gonna leave Christmas and New Year's out of it. Those are kind of special dates here right now. But we're already booking into January.
January 7th, we have the first Monday booked, and we're free all the way into 2019.
So.
Oh. And if you know of anybody that has either a scheduled live stream or an unscheduled live stream, like Doing It Cheap, I don't think his are scheduled. It's just mornings or Pick Rick One and all them. Let me know. I'm making a schedule, and we're going to upload it to our website. And it's not just homesteaders; it's anybody that we know that we go to. So that way, you can go to one specific spot and go, oh yeah, I think I'll check on them.
Or if you're just kind of wanting something to do on any night but Monday night, you should be here. But
yeah, Monday nights are great nights. I always try to catch you guys a show. You guys have a great show.
Thank you.
You guys have a lot of really good guests.
Thank you.
Well, and just to open the bag here a little bit, some other people that we are going to have in 2019 that we've already some repeats. Justin Rhodes is going to be back with us again. Stacy Lynn Harris is going to be back with us again. We'll probably have Big Bear Homestead back with us again.
And we'd like to have Charles, Old Alabama Gardener.
Old Alabama Gardener.
He was in here. I don't know if he's still in here or not. And I'm sure Country Girl will be on.
Well, and I see somebody in here that I think we need to have back again, and that's My Blind Mama's Messy Kitchen.
Yes, I'd love to have Jerry back on. That was great. I love her. David Deer, I have asked Tessie, and I've been flat out refused. She has reasons, so.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That surprises me about Tessie.
Yeah, so she has her reasons. That's that.
You know, that may change, but it's gonna have to be up to her, wasn't it?
And Roots and Refuge, even though we had them on just 3 weeks ago, I was teasing them last night because they had an impromptu live stream last night. And I said, we can have you back on, once a month. They go, okay, that works for us. About floored me. Okay.
So we'll have them back. We're going to have a channel from the southern part of the country coming up here, and that'll be Handyman. I don't know if anybody's familiar with that channel or not, but he was one of the speakers at the Life Conference in Hannibal, Missouri.
Yeah. Yeah. B-Lady says, Daryl, we were coming on and you went to the hospital, so I'm kind of shy about trying that again.
Yeah, that wouldn't.
Oh, Lord. Well, I don't even want to go back to those few days. Jeez. Good Lordy.
It wasn't like I had an appointment or anything, They just...
Yeah.
One of those all of a sudden appointments.
Yeah. Yeah, I knew there was something wrong before he even had his appointment, and he went. Yes, I do remember, B-Lady. I sure do, because I think I was sitting in the truck when you were on, when I sort of came in and said that's what I was doing, was at the squad. The squad came to the doctor's office to pick him up and took him to the hospital.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly felt that I was capable of driving myself, but they didn't seem to think I was. So.
Yeah. Your heart rate's supposed to be in the 70s or 80s, something like that, 72, they're about 75. His was down in the 30s.
And how are you doing now, Daryl?
Oh, I'm just beating away here.
Well, that's good.
One of the new things that I have, although I don't have it on right now, is let's see if I can hold this up. But I have one of these Fitbits that that tells me my heart rate, and it was kind of a strange thing. I never thought to check my heart rate.
Mine's 68.
So, but anyway, folks, if you find that you have a heart rate that's down in the upper 20s,
B-Lady,
low 30s,
is the Pope Catholic? All I'm going to say about that.
Well, B-Lady, actually, the cigarettes are what smokes, so.
Yeah, I tried my hand at trying to quit smoking about a month or two ago, and that didn't work out too well. So.
Yeah, Rain, I think I talked to Heidi, and I'm not sure if it was their connection or what, but I'll probably get back with her in a couple months. Yeah.
Okay.
Lizard Lady!
David, I'll give you a real quick answer on this, as I understand your question, even though tomorrow night would be the real night for doing this. It sounds to me like what you want to do is you want to have a video on the timeline, and you just want to export a piece of it. That's what it's sounding like to me. You're much better off using Fast Cutter to do that, and we will go over that again tomorrow night if you want to do that. Because once you export from the timeline, you are making a complete video of everything in your editor. Whereas if you just want a piece of that video, if you use a product that's included with that program called Fast Cutter, that will give you very short pieces that you can then splice together however you see fit. So that's our plug for tomorrow night, folks, for our Filmora editing class.
I want to ask you guys a question. What got you guys into doing the videos about Filmora like you do?
Oh, go ahead.
You're the one who does it.
Yeah, I'm the one that does it, but
when YouTube used to have the editor, their own editor that you could do it right there, when they did away with that, a lot of people didn't know what they were going to do. And some of those programs out there are tad expensive. So Daryl was out there playing around and checking to see what he could find, and he found Filmora. I mean, he has some others. I mean, his career was computers, so he found Filmora, and Daryl's one of these that he can look at something and after an hour he knows it inside and out. I still don't edit. If I do my own videos, I ship them to him. Here's a video to edit. I don't edit them.
Well, he seems to be more of the tech person as it is anyway.
That is him. Mm-hmm. Yeah, his father was an engineer, so he has that mind. I mean, and both of his kids have that mindset. Yeah.
Well, I've used some different editing programs. Typically, your free editing program like iMovie, Movie Player. There are some free programs that do have some power, but there's no support. If you get in a jam, you have no help. You can maybe try to find out something online, but if there's no back-end support for a product, you're pretty much on your own. So Filmora has support. They have a price where you buy the program forever. You will get all the updates. You know, for $60 out of pocket, it's your program and you get every update they make. Now, they have other expansion packs and stuff like that where they throw more elements and maybe some different titling techniques and stuff like this at you. They'd love for you to buy those. That's how they make their continuous money, but you don't have to get any of that kind of stuff. So anyway, on Tuesday nights, 8 o'clock, we're on for an hour. We'll answer whatever questions we can, either on Filmora, primarily Filmora, but the same principles and techniques apply to any editing program. So for those of you that maybe wonder, most of the little promo videos we do for the Monday Night Live, most of those are done in Filmora. So
Nick, go ahead. I'm sorry.
You said that you would you guys had tried several others before Filmora. Do you have actually a favorite other than Filmora?
I'm going to say the other one that I have on my computer that I use heavily is Power Director.
Okay.
I would refuse to pay the ongoing never-ending fees that Adobe wants. So that's out. There's some high-end stuff that's available out there that $400, $700, $1,000 to buy it. That's just, to me, that it's not necessary. But I have used some of those. Camtasia is a good program, but the problem with that is even if you buy it, well, then the upgrade time comes around and you have to pay out money again. And quite frankly, Power Director's that same way. You can buy the program, but then every year they update their code.
That's what they did with Microsoft Office.
Oh yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. And they update their code, and So if you want the latest and greatest and all this, well, then they hit you for another 50, 60, 70, 80, 120 bucks, whatever they feel like doing.
Well, I use Adobe Dreamweaver for my web coding, and I didn't like how they switched to the Creative Cloud thing.
Yeah.
Because now everything's all in the cloud, everything's mixed together. So I use the good old known to work Dreamweaver 6, CS6, and it has all the same features it used to have. I just don't pay for all the subscription to the cloud. I like it a lot better than really a lot of other programs. So
Dreamweaver is a good program. I've had some background in the web creation stuff as well, and Dreamweaver is a good program. I mean, I still go back to the front page days of Microsoft.
I used to use front page years ago.
Yeah, that's what I did. The racetrack. We did websites for local racetracks, and that's what I used. I
mean, I remember when you coded a web page, you did it with Notepad.
Yeah, and
or DOS.
I mean, I have the ability to be able to do that and knowledge, but it's easier to have one of those what you see is what you get editors.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And to be able to kind of see what you're doing as you're doing it, I like that idea. And it really helps things flow along a lot faster. So.
But the biggest problem now, Nate, at least wise in my eyes, is there are so many different devices that are accessing the internet and, of course, want all this information. And there's no way you can have the same coding to display on a 6-foot television screen to a pocket phone. The coding is just plain different.
It is, and that's why you have to have a couple different versions of your site, like your mobile version, then your monitor version, and to be really fluid on your coding to be able to get to those different aspect ratios.
Absolutely. Geez, I'm surprised we haven't had somebody call in now that we've gone into a little bit of a tech discussion.
There's some questions here. B-Lady is asking the two of you, how did you meet?
I don't know how I met Nate.
I don't think he's talking about you, Nate.
We were on a website and met in person and just hit it off.
God, I've heard some real horror stories about those internet relationships.
Well, we just kind of...
I can see you looking at me.
For a little while. We ended up talking for a little while and, met in person and just, straight hit it off.
Nate, I was being facetious. We met on the internet. back before AOL, we met on. He used to run a service on DOS. That's how we met.
A bulletin board.
Bulletin board on DOS, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. This was pre-internet days when everything was done via phone lines.
Yeah. There's some of these folks aren't going to know what in the heck I'm talking about.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. Daryl B. Lady's asking you, are you using the new YouTube video editor?
YouTube does not have a true video editor that you can just... They have a little piece that when you upload some stuff, you can do very, very minor stuff. Very minor. They have a thing to kind of remove some shake out of the program. You can do a little bit of stitching different clips together, but so to answer your question, no, and probably never will.
Hammond of Texas Homestead, what's DOS?
Well, this is probably hard for me to admit, but I don't recall what the acronym stands for anymore.
I'm trying to think what the
Maybe
acronym
Nate
is
remembers.
for. I don't remember.
I suppose you could just say dumb operating system.
I think it's desktop operating system.
It could be.
Sounds right. Yeah.
Give me just a second.
B lady, I believe it. She says back then my computer was in the shop once a month for me working with DOS. I hear you. That or you throw your keyboard across the room.
Phil Mora.
I apologize.
Phil Mora.
Only run it on disk.
Phil Mora is not Linux compatible. It is Macintosh or Apple and PC compatible, but not. But if you're running Linux, you have the ability to run a mock Windows that you could certainly run it on. So I will say anybody, and I simply applaud anybody that is using Linux at home as their full-time operating system, because you're just a step up on a lot of other people. But
disk operating system. Thank you, Beverly.
I like Linux sometimes for some certain applications and doing certain things, but full time I don't like it. It doesn't have near as much. I mean, it's got all the support in the world, but when it comes to compatibility for things that you're trying to run and applications, it doesn't have it. You have to run everything through the Linux store and see if they have something comparable. And to me, it's just easier these days to be able to.
Well, the other problem is that Linux has branched out. I mean, they have same base code, but you have SUSE, you have Red Hat, you have Ubuntu, and just hundreds of different flavors where somebody has taken a base code and said, "Oh, I have a better idea," and these different codes are not compatible with each other, even though they have the same underlying base. So if you're running into Linux, then you literally have to have the ability to do some coding on your own.
That you have to choose from each different distribution.
Oh yeah.
But you have each different base distribution, which is your Debian, your Fedora, and things like that, and you got to choose which one from there, and it just branches out, and it's just generally Ubuntu is the go-to for people because that's the most widely known. But like you said, there's so many different types and flavors of Linux that it's hard to understand.
And I know there's a lot of people in the chat here that have channels, and they maybe even do some of their own live streaming and what have you. There's been, at least in some circles that I kind of pay a little bit of attention to, there's this big thing right now between Streamlabs version of OBS versus OBS plain. And what Streamlabs has done, because open broadcast software is a open platform, no charge operating system, and that's what a lot of people use. Streamlabs has taken that as a base, and they've tried to make it somewhat a plug and play for the generic crowd out there, where they've used some of their widgets and stuff that's already built into it. But the trouble is, once they've taken that code and gone down their own...
Grizz wants to know if you're talking in tongues. He wants to know what kind of language you're talking. It's over my head, Grizz.
Anyway, this is the reason that I would not use Streamlabs version of OBS, because it's gone down a different mouse hole, and I'll stay with the original one. So now maybe we need to, B-Lady, Streamlabs OBS is also free. And where it helps some people is the fact that this stuff is already pre-configured, and it's just install it and away you go, and all of a sudden you have the ability to have your different windows, and you don't have, it has it makes it easier. There's no question about it. It makes it easier. But the trouble is, it will not stay up with the original OBS because they've already locked into their coding on it. So,
one feature that I do like, though, about Streamlabs is they have an app for an Android phone. I think iPhone as well, that acts as a remote, basically, for your OBS.
You have that for regular OBS.
Oh, I didn't. I actually haven't looked into that regular OBS.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, they already have that, so.
Version of it. Okay.
Uh-oh. Yeah. We lost the wife. We lost the wife to too much tech talk. All right, we'll get back off the tech talk.
Oh, it's 10:30.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
It is getting kind of late.
Yeah,
so,
I didn't even realize.
Let's just go for. If anybody has any more questions, we'll stick on here just a few more minutes because everybody's got to. We don't want to.
Yeah, I still need to eat my dinner.
Everybody's time. Oh, who was that you had in there with you?
Oh, that was our son, Andrew. Come here.
Bud.
Oh my goodness! Yes.
This is our son, Andrew.
A mini me.
Sit back.
I can't really sit back on my leg.
Now Andrew has Kansas City shirt on. What's the deal there? I thought you were in the.
St. Louis does not have a football team.
Okay, all right.
The football team left, and it's a sore subject. So we go with the other Missouri team, Kansas City, and right now they're 7-1, so they're doing pretty good.
That's right. Hi. What?
He's a shy kid.
So, what grade are you in?
Andrew,
What grade are you in?
What grade are you in?
6.
6th grade. So you're at the point that next year you're probably going to maybe change schools, or I don't know what the school system is like there, but
he's in middle school.
Okay.
It's 6th, 8th.
Okay.
The school here, it's all one big, huge school, but it's separated between elementary, middle, and high school.
Mm-hmm.
It's all on the same campus.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah, Celia's a 6th.
Yeah. They never had it that way when I was small, so. I mean,
They had one room, honey, when you were in school.
That's true.
They had stone tablets when he was in school.
Right.
And he walked uphill to school both ways.
Both ways.
In the snow.
With no shoes.
Yeah, it was amazing how the ground shifted while you were in school. So.
Hey, bud.
yep. Go on. Good night. Love you.
Yeah, he did good. He's done good in school so far. We got his report card a couple days back, and he's all A's and B's. So we're proud of him.
Okay, and for those of you out in the chat window there, if you want some assistance or want to maybe discuss some web coding, if you want to start a website or something like that, at least give a holler out here to Nate and see if he can help you out. He's obviously willing to do that. And
yeah, I'm willing to send an email or anything that they have questions about anything, what it'll take to get a website set up, or even graphic designing business cards or anything like that. I do all of it. So, and I do it freelance. I don't work for some big company. I work for myself. So I'm a lot cheaper than really anybody else.
Brenda, that's right. He walked 10 miles in the snow.
Barefooted.
You got it.
All right. You think anything else?
I can't think of it. All I know is my sleeping pills are kicking my butt.
Folks, we've had a wonderful evening. Want to thank Nate and Ashley for your time here tonight.
Thank you. Thank you for answering all those questions, Ashley.
Yeah, by all means. And
we really drilled you there for a while.
It turned into the Ashley show for a little bit.
Okay, and I see David there is. So if you know Python.
Yes.
Okay. Well. All right, folks. Thank you so much for coming. Wait a minute. We didn't get to do this. I didn't get to do our advertisement.
Why? I've been sitting here eating strawberries. I showed him the Thrive Life.
All right, real quick. Smudge wants to do his advertisement.
Well,
hey, folks,
Griswold 7 miles both ways uphill, 30 below, barefoot in the morning, fighting polar bears.
Never had Thrive Life?
Oi,
just hop on over to
thrivelife.com/twofamilyhomestead
and get you some. It's doggone good. Plus, it helps the channel.
I don't have any comments on that one, Grizz.
All right, folks, thanks so much for stopping by. It's been a pleasure having everybody there. Thank you to our moderators. Anything you want to say?
Have a great evening. We'll be on tomorrow night, 8 o'clock.
Thanks for having us on.
Oh, it was a pleasure.
Good night, folks.
Pleasure. Good night, folks.